Litigation in the court systems. Obviously, as attorneys, you know that there's a huge backlog. Everything's been pushed out. A lot of things are remote, a lot of Zoom sessions. I've talked with law enforcement as well that, even on the criminal side of things, that's moving very slow. There's an increase in liability cases, and we'll talk about those. And there's a lot of new contract litigation that's out there due to COVID as well, and family law. It seems that, spending 24 hours a day with your children and spouse doesn't work for everybody. So, divorces are definitely on the rise, and there's a lot of family law issues that are coming out of this. These longer case times lead to more costs. Discovery increases. There's more sources where ESI exists now. If you're collecting data and you're hosting it, and you're paying like a monthly fee, you typically would think you would only need that data up there for a few months while it gets reviewed and produced. But with the courts dragging on and times becoming longer and longer, we're hosting for a longer period of time, and that's driving up some costs. So storage and retention increase, as we keep that data for longer periods of time. Again, I mentioned litigation holds are going to expand. Very rarely are we just doing a computer now. There's always some cloud account, whether it be email, storage, invoicing, payments. They're all cloud-based now, and there's no central repository to just get access to all the data that you need for discovery and for your case. So you have to identify and plan for these, and make sure you widen the scope when making these requests. And make sure that you got everything. One of the difficult things is, I preserved the computer and I searched it for certain documents and I produced them all to you. And you may receive these and think you have everything because a year ago that may have been the case. But with all the new cloud technology, there may be buckets of information that just simply don't exist. Again, there is more information that's out there, and the cloud accounts have actually created new points and new data sets for us. To the extent that they're still available and they haven't rolled over, cloud accounts have a lot of audit and activity logs. Smartsheet was a new one. Smartsheet's like a document collaboration platform. I've heard of it, wasn't very familiar with it, but these days a lot of companies have moved to this for collaboration on documents and information. So we've started to have to collect from this, and it's non-standard. It's not just as simple as grabbing Excel spreadsheets out of a Google Drive or a Dropbox account. And these communication platforms log a lot of messages too. Sharing documents outside of a company or organization to maybe a personal account. Modifying things, changing things. You have a much, much richer audit log with a lot of these communication platforms now than we did in the past. So that might be information that you're interested in. When was this document created? How many times was it modified? Over what period of time? Can you get all of the versions? Has it been shared with anybody? Has it been accessed from any other devices or computers? All things that the cloud can tell you that we might not get from just a standard computer where a document may have been emailed to somebody else. Digital contracts are on the rise. We're electronically signing things. We're seeing more and more cases where we're getting documents and asking to authenticate them. It's pretty easy to copy and paste the signature from one document to another document. If you're not using an electronic signature service like PandaDocs or DocuSign, if you're just sort of taking a document and dragging a signature onto it and saving the PDF or signing it electronically in some way, that doesn't keep a very good record, and a lot of documents are being forged. It's copy and pasting signatures between different documents. The documents are being modified. When the documents and contracts are signed are all playing a role in this. Contact tracing is gaining traction as well. So our phones and all these cloud-based services have a ton of information about us relating to what we're doing, who we're communicating with, and also locations, where we are. Leveraging this technology can help and save time. So if you have a case where somebody possibly is gotten COVID and you don't know where they were, mobile devices can help because we never leave the house without our phone, and we have location information on those mobile devices, and we can recreate someone's steps from a location standpoint, figure out when they were home, when they were behind a computer, and when they were out moving around, or maybe working from a relative's house or a friend's house, or maybe they traveled to work remotely in a better state or climate. All of that log information can tell where people are and how they're moving. So that's been helpful with contact tracing cases. And COVID fatigue is a real thing. People aren't having the interaction that they're used to, and the interaction we are having, the quality of that's not what it once was. And it's tiring everybody out, and people are getting fatigued, and it's causing some parties to be more contentious, not agreeing to protocols and paths. It's adding a lot of fuel to the fire. So it's starting to become an issue with COVID fatigue.